Good morning, Year 4 at Claverdon Primary School in Warwickshire, and to your incredible teacher, Miss Bowden Williams. Thank you so much for messaging me. My name is Alistair Humphreys. I am an adventurer, and I'm the author of The Boy Who Bite the World book, which you have been reading in your lessons. Thank you so much for reading them. Just to prove who I am, not just some random guy with a bad haircut in a shed. Here we are. Oh, what I should have done was be organised and get these down earlier. The Boy Who Bite the World. Do you like my shed, by the way? I like it, but it's quite messy. Yeah, look here. The Boy Who Bite the World. The Girl Who Rode the Ocean. And then I've done a couple of these sorts of big illustrated-y books, like this one called Against the Odds, and one called Great Adventurers, which is about all my adventure heroes. So I go on adventures, then I come home and I write books. That's roughly speaking my life and my job. And you asked some fantastic questions. Question 1, is Tom based on you as an 11-year-old? Interesting you say that he's 11. Wonder why you think that. No, not really. Tom is based on me as a 25-year-old. When I cycled around the world myself for 4 years, so all the adventures you read about in Tom's book were me. I had those when I cycled around the world. But I thought when I wrote the book for children, it would be more interesting, rather than writing about some boring old man like me, if I turned the story into a boy roughly your age, that maybe you could relate to and sounded a bit similar to you. Why did you choose to bike around the world? Well, why not? That would be my question. I chose to bike around the world because before that I was training to be a teacher, and I realised that teaching is really hard work. It's exhausting. You don't get paid enough money. It's hard work. Kids are really annoying and smelly. Sorry, no offence. And I'm really lazy, and I thought much easier than being a teacher will be to get on my bike and ride 46,000 miles for 4 years. So that's one reason. Now, I actually really enjoyed being a teacher, but I just wanted to try and get this adventure done while I was sort of young and had the chance to go and do it. I also wanted to bike around the world because I loved reading books of crazy people doing crazy adventures, and reading all those books made me eager to go and have my own adventure, to challenge myself, to try and do something different and difficult and dare myself to do something a bit scary. Were people supportive of you when you said you were going around the world, or did they think you wouldn't do it? Interesting. I think when I told people I was going to cycle around the world, they probably thought, oh yeah, nice idea, we'll believe it when we see it. And that's fair enough, because I'd never done anything big like this before, so why should they? Why should they believe that I'd be able to do it? Also, interestingly, I don't know if I thought I was going to go around the whole world. I think I said I was going to go around the world, but what I really meant was I was going to go as far as I could till I got really tired, ran out of money, got too scared, and then I'd come home. So I'm not sure I really felt I'd get around the whole world either. Do you like banana sandwich? I love banana sandwiches. Don't you like banana sandwiches? When I cycle around the world in real life, I ate a lot of banana sandwiches. They're cheap, they're good energy, they're quite nice. When I wrote the book, I kind of exaggerated it so that Tom goes a bit nuts for endless banana sandwiches. But I do like it. Now that I'm home, now that I'm old, I've gone a bit posh now. So what I like now is toast, almond butter, slice of banana, little drizzle of honey on the top. Delicious. What's the strangest food you've tried on your adventures? Gosh, well, you'll read some funny ones in the book, won't you? You've read Malawi, the fly burgers. When I get to South America, guinea pig. China, you can eat dog in China. Do you want to know what dog tastes like? It's quite hard to describe. The best way I can describe what dog tastes like is it tastes a little bit like cat. What's it like meeting new people on your adventures? Is it sometimes scary? Wow, that's a really interesting question. I think meeting new people from different countries, different cultures, different ways of life is the best part of going on adventures and travelling the world. It's brilliant. Of course, you have to get a bit of a balance when you're travelling or in real life at home. You have to be a bit careful of people as well, don't you? You have to try and work out if they're good people and safe people and not going to rob you or something. So you have to make those sort of judgments and make sure you're in a safe situation. But then apart from that, which is a tiny, tiny, tiny part of life of adventure, most of the time it's just fascinating to talk to different people who are so different to you. They might be a million times richer than you or a million times poorer than you. To be honest, with us coming from Britain, most people are going to be a lot poorer. And when you're travelling around the world, we're so lucky in Britain. We live this lucky luxury life compared to a billion people or so. So it's so interesting to meet lots of different people, and they're so kind and interesting and helpful and generous. And it's a brilliant part of travelling. And it's so good because when I see on the news, on TV, you see bad stuff happening, you see wars happening and horrible things happening. I can think back to a lot of these countries and just think, wow, the people I met here were just good, decent, normal people like you and me that just happen to be living in countries often with crazy governments. But travelling's a really good way for realising that everyone in the world's kind of the same, kind of a good, decent person just trying to get on with their lives. And that we need to remember in Britain that we're so lucky with so much of our life in our country, and we can really try and help other people in other countries, possibly more than we do. Sorry, that was a little detour into a party political broadcast. Are there any countries you haven't been to and would like to? There's so many countries I haven't been to. Cycling around the world, I went to 60 countries. I think overall I've been to about 90 countries. So that means there's more than half the world I still haven't been to. There's so much out there to go and explore. Do you always travel alone or do you travel with your family? My adventures and expeditions I normally do either by myself or with one other person who would be an adventurer and explorer as well. And I like trying to mix journeys on your own and journeys with a friend. There's the very interesting differences between the two. I wonder what you would prefer and why. Write 3 paragraphs on this and don't make any noise until break time so that Mrs. Bowden-Williams can have a cheeky cup of coffee. Why did you want to write books for children? So I trained to be a teacher, so I've spent quite a lot of time talking with children. When I cycle around the world, I was raising money for a kids charity called Hope and Homes for Children. And so I did about 300 talks in schools around the world. And then when I got home from cycling around the world, to start to pay for my life, I would go and give talks in schools about my adventures. So I was really used to talking about cycling around the world to young people, and I realised that you guys enjoy the adventure stories as much as adults. And I was writing a book for adults, so I thought, well, I can also write books for children. It's an extra market. I wanted children to realise that anyone can go and have adventures, and that normal people like me can just dare themselves to be brave and do something scary. I thought that was an interesting thing to share. I wanted to tell young people about different countries in the world and to show that the world is safe and friendly and kind and generous and wonderful. And then also, children read a lot more books than adults. You guys get through a lot of books, so I thought that was a good way to sell more books. Also, they're quite nice and thin, so I could hopefully write more of these books and sell more books and make more money, because writing's also my job. So I need to try and sell books to make money as well, to pay for my life. Question 10 is similar to that, but is it hard writing books? I love it. I really enjoy that. This is me at work now. I'm sitting in my shed chatting away to you, and when I finish talking to you, I'm going to carry on with my next book, which, don't tell anyone, it's a sequel to The Boy Who Biked the World and The Girl Who Rode the Ocean. The boy and the girl, Tom and Lucy, are going to pair up and go on a canoe adventure together. So I'm writing that book, and that's fun. But it's kind of hard. It's definitely hard to make money. if you look around bookshops for children, nearly all the books are by celebrity authors, famous people who either write a quick book or pay someone to write one for them. So it's really hard for not famous people like me to make a living from writing books. And it's hard work. I have to, when you have some homework to do and you can't really be bothered, but maybe you're an adult at home or your parents shout at you, say, do your homework, and you go, oh, and you do your homework and you get it done. No one shouts at me to get my work done, so I have to just try and make myself work even when I can't quite be bothered. So it's quite hard to be motivated, but overall I really enjoy writing books. Well, thank you to all of you, Year 4, Claverdon Primary School. Thank you to your lovely teacher, Miss Bowden Williams, and thank you for all your great questions. Thank you for reading my book. There's a lot of thank yous here. It's like I've won an Oscar. And good luck with all of your own adventures. Have a good day. Bye.